From sunny Southern California, this is the Executive Housekeeper 101 from HousekeepingRehab.com. Here now is your Executive Housekeeper, Abel Josephson.
I just go into the things that help you get started. And then if you're already an executive housekeeper, you may find some things in here that you go, hey, check, I'll take that. I'll use that tomorrow. When you get a brand new department, when you come into a new department, you've been promoted. Even if you're already in that department supervisor, you get promoted to executive housekeeper, it's a whole nother ball game. And everybody that was your buddy and your friends, your peers, they now become subordinates or staff or employees that you must supervise and manage. You inherit the whole staff. But let's talk about the supervisors you inherit and how to approach them. Your first 6 months, you are a student for the first 6 months, and you are going to discipline yourself to leave it alone and be a student and learn the way that is already there. If you don't study it and know that way like the back of your hand, operate with it, only then can you see the ins and outs. You're going to be a student of them so that they give you a way. You're going to open up the house how they open up the house. Doesn't matter if you agree with it. Doesn't matter if you love it and are going to do it forever. You're going to do this first. They're going to teach you how to open and close the house. They're going to teach you their key security. They're going to teach you about how they run breaks and lunches. They're going to teach you about how you assign extra rooms and how you send people home. They're going to teach you what the housemen do. They're going to the housemen are going to teach you that because you're going to run with the housemen. All right, today I'm going to run with you. You just follow and just be of assistance and don't make a lot of comments. Just go along with them and let them show you what you do. It's a good time to meet people, to learn the building. Where am I? What's in this closet? Oh my God, this is where the bodies are buried. Always be a student, be respectful. These supervisors, well, like I said, they know where the bodies are buried. They know the history. They know what the previous managers did. They were loyal to these managers. Don't come in there and just start going, oh, that's ridiculous. Keep in mind, we have hearts and souls and spirits and minds, and these are humans, a resource that is a human. And some of the programs you may just take and scratch off and go, no, that's ridiculous. That doesn't work. That's not how you do this. They help develop some of those programs, and their little feelings might get hurt. I don't tiptoe around little feelings, but I respect professionals, and I respect their place of origin, where they come from, how they got to where you are today. That's part of the student you're going to be. Being a student of the supervisors and letting them show you, because they're the ones that have been managing it underneath a manager, and many times I find this, manager just turns it over to them. Just get it done. They don't really care about the procedure as long as we turn rooms by 3 o'clock or whatever it is we need to do. A lot of times they're pretty much the manager, right? And if you come in there and take that away from them immediately, they're going to get with the housekeepers and the room attendants and the housemen and everything and go, okay, this guy, listen, they respect this authority voice. And if you offend them in some professional way or in an unprofessional way, they can start forming alliances that just make your life miserable. They don't teach you these sort of politics at the hospitality school. So you want to gain trust, a trust relationship, a kinship, an agreement arena, right? So you can work with them. Don't intimidate them. Don't be the big boss man. Don't make powerful manager statements like, I don't like to repeat myself and I'm quick to make changes around here. No. Don't do that, sweetheart. No. You need them to give you the history. You need to ask them questions about the previous manager and the previous manager before that. These employees many times are loyal still to the ways and philosophies of not the last manager, but the manager before that one that was there for 14 years. So you got to be sensitive to these politics, the vox populi, the voice of the people and their sentiment. They're not going to be loyal to you, these supervisors, until they find out that you are worth being loyal to. First is be a student. Be a student. Never say comments about the previous manager. Never say comments negative really about the operation of the department. Just get in there and start working it. See how they do. Get all entrenched in that. It'll take a few weeks. That's all. It won't take long because I'm going to show you some other things to do along with this being a student that's a part of being a student. that will help you gain knowledge and learn quickly where you need to make changes. Supervisors are your replacement. They are your replacement when you are off or go on vacation, or if you're in meetings. They are an extension of you. They're going to run things in a way that you run them when you are there in the department actively working every day. And you have to build this program. When you leave, it is a mark of your professional success to have a successor already built. When this guy left, it was a full running machine, and the next supervisor in line went right into this position, and they were already on board. And a lot of things I'm going to talk about are how to get the supervisors on board for what? The department? No, for their career. Because the biggest overlooked, missed thing, the thing they never talked to you about in hospitality school, the fact that you are training them to be the executive housekeeper. And a lot of executive housekeepers, they don't want to do that. Why? Because it intimidates the executive housekeeper. If this guy could take over like this, he's just as good, maybe smarter, maybe has more loyalty in the department, and loyalty is a big politic. They might find it easy to release me because they've got this guy or this gal right here that can go right in and take over. No, you set that whole department up for success today, tomorrow, next year, and when you go. And part of building them for success is how you're going to get them on your team. You're going to teach them how you do inventory. You're going to teach them how to do payroll. You're going to teach them, you're going to sit with them and talk about the politics in the department. You're going to sit with them after you terminate somebody and talk about, what did you learn? Did you notice we do this? And it solved that problem. We just were quick and clean and we were done. When I stand up in the meeting, you stand up. And that's how we end this meeting that's so uncomfortable, because it can go on and get muddier and dirtier and dirtier. We just need to terminate, ask to leave, and we hope they leave the building, and then we're good. You teach them things like, all right, when my meetings are done, you notice me standing up. When I stand up, you stand up. It's the international, worldwide Executive Housekeeper 101 signal that says, meeting over. And you teach them this stuff. They need these best practices, tricks of the trade. You know, one of the things you find is that today we are operating in a way in this department is because we're doing it because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we had a manager that did wrong or got in trouble or caused a problem. The GM got upset because things didn't happen right. So they make these over-amped up rules. An example that's not housekeeping, but it relates, it's hotel. I was at the front desk. We have a whole operating system. Check people in, check them out, can run a report at any time to see the full status of every room. Our whole world is in this computer that documents our business. But we were having at the front desk to write down every guest we checked in, what time we checked them in, write down their credit card number, write down their departure date, write down all this stuff. And then when you checked out, we had to write down who checked out and what room number and all. We had a written log. Why is that? Because a front desk manager had a major screw up and they got in trouble. Previous managers sometimes institute programs and systems of operation that are because they're saving their ass, not because it's productive and helps the work move forward in the day. They make everybody else pay a fine for the speeding ticket they got 2 years ago. And so a lot of times supervisors are forced to operate in ways that aren't practical. Would you like to see that change? You're asking questions. Do you have a better way? Do you think it would help if we stop? Just not worry about that. That'll free up some time. Oh yeah, all right. That's supportive of the supervisors that agreed when you asked, no, this is ridiculous, nobody likes it, but they made us do it. Fine, I'm gonna do that stuff quick. They agree, it helps them. They didn't like it from the beginning. Look, the first improvements I began to make come from my education as a student, from asking questions, from fully comprehending why they do something. Then now I know the way. Now I can massage it and redirect that way for the department. So they're going to tell you what the first changes are that are going to be made. So you're not the guy that comes in there, I don't like to repeat myself, and listen to me good. I am quick to make those changes. Common sense. Be good with people. Listen to them. Let them tell you the first things that need to be changed. You'll have great success. Oh my God, this guy listens. Oh, we don't have to do this anymore. And there's a lot of that goes on. One of the politics of dancing here is staff and employees become very loyal to supervisors. Supervisor protects them from the mean manager. Supervisor goes over and writes somebody up or corrects them because the supervisor and this employee are very good friends. In fact, they're related off property. That's her sister-in-law. And so she's going to go punish that person that's an enemy of this one over here and all that nonsense. You got to watch your supervisors and find out who's who and what's what. You won't find out probably everybody that's married to each other, but there's a lot of that nepotism that goes on in housekeeping. And for reasons that we all understand, they don't let anybody know they're personally related. I don't care about that. I need you to follow the operating procedures and produce the quality product that we're after. If I find out about that, whatever, As long as we're producing the product, I'm good on all that stuff. But it's good to know. It'll help you understand why this one doesn't like that one. Sometimes you have two families working in a housekeeping department at a hotel. Those families don't like each other, but they're related, but they're at war off property. You got to learn all this stuff. Sit down with the GM about your supervisors and discuss the supervisors, how they became supervisors. What are the politics of that ladder climb that they've been on? What are their interests? What problems have you had? What's their strong points? Is the GM comfortable? Are you comfortable with this person being in charge when I'm gone or that person? Now, that doesn't mean you're going to follow his preference. You're going to get the lowdown and the dirty on who's who and what's what. If he trusts them, okay, when you first start deciding what days off you have or when you want to go on vacation and you're new, it's good to know from him, he's more trustful of this person. It just gives you insight. Then you'll learn about that person as to whether they're going to be trustworthy to you. And that's very important. I can't say that enough. Trust is important with supervisors. I've had supervisors come and tell me, oh, this person over here, oh, you've got a big problem, Mr. Abel. So you go, oh, really? Well, I'll go take care of that. Watch how I do. I know, I've seen me do it. Take care of problems. And you go talk to them. You better watch out. I understand that you blah, 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 blah. And then, you know what I find out? The supervisor doesn't like that person and they lied about them and I got caught in it. Watch out for this one over here. They're trouble. Chances are, no, you're just trouble for them. That's not my problem. I'm not inheriting your blues. That's why I go to the general manager. He's just going to tell you the skinny. He's not there in the department every day. And he's going to tell you, of the two, he's going to tell you, anytime we can move these two out or this one or all of them, you let me know. They are a problem. Please. A lot of times you don't have an executive housekeeper willing to move supervisors because they're entrenched with the room attendants and the employees. They were a room attendant there before probably. They've moved up through the ranks and they've got roots in authority and power and you got to, I'm not saying you got to get rid of all your supervisors. I'm just saying be aware. I stay out of human resources with these problems and considerations. I go to GM. Human resources is not going to sit down and tell you all the negative stuff about people. They sort of really ethically, they can't be doing that. They need to be a neutral ground, seeing everyone as equal. So don't go to them and go, what do you think? Hey, you know what? You find out that the assistant HR director is married to your supervisor's nephew. Okay? So you got these problems. Probably GM is not in bed with them like HR is or can be. Love HR, woo, love all that. HR, yay, go team. If you have to discipline a supervisor, you're going to do it with the general manager. Stay out of HR. Do it with your general manager and have that understanding with him because you can't have another supervisor witness that supervisor's documentation of conversation or the conversation because they're peers. There's nobody above them that can witness. So I go to GM, just so that you know, boss, that's the best way. Do not expect supervisors to be loyal to you your first month or two. They're watching you because they have things at stake. I know it's a lot of politics, but it's a lot of politics. Be a student, ask questions, find out what they want to change first, change that first if you can, right? So you get them on board. On board with what? What they would like anyway. It's not like, I'm gonna get them all to like me. You know, you don't have friends, you have interests. That's the way to say it. So I open the house 5 days a week. I want to know exactly how that thing's operating every day. When I go to my morning stand-up, here's what I tell them. We have 32 employees on board. We have 484 rooms to clean today. We currently have 78 rooms vacant and clean, ready for front desk. There's a possibility with a group coming in that we can get them in by 1 o'clock because of how we set yesterday up. Give them all this information. On the days that I'm off, I have one supervisor open up all the time as much as possible. You're my opening supervisor when I'm not there. The other one comes an hour and a half or two later. Why? Because this one opened there early. The second and third supervisor is going to stay an hour and a half later in the day so they can close and wrap everything up and oversee the beginning of the evening shift. You'll stagger these shifts for coverage. So I have that one person open up for continuity's sake. So there's continuity. And on the days that I'm off, they open up in the same way. They assign the same sections. They follow those standard operating procedures in that notebook up there, and we operate the same way, whether I'm there or not. We don't change sections when I'm not there, because when I'm not there, Veronica and Katie like to switch sections, so Katie can be closer to Juan, the houseman, and his closet's right, whatever, because he services her cart personally, all that nonsense. You open up exactly how I open up. That third person, second or third supervisor, is going to close. And I'm going to show them how to close, and I want it closed the same way. They open and they close when I'm gone, and nothing changes. I want the operation to be the same for the staff. I want them in habitual behavior. I don't want them, when she's there, we do it this way. They are an extension of you. You take care of you, take care of them. Teach them everything you know. These are career, adult, professional, hospitality industry employees and staff supervisors. Treat them like that. Take them to the morning stand-up, once a week, twice a week. Why? When you're not there, they're going to the manager's, the executive operating committee morning stand-up in the GM's office or in the sales office or in the banquet kitchen. They're going there on your behalf, and they are trained to report the same statistics that you report. How many rooms are cleaning, how many staff we have. You're going to train them and let them go with you, and while you're there in that stand-up meeting with the managers in the morning, they're going to give your department's presentation so they can get comfortable with what goes on. You understand, many times in housekeeping, listen to me, there is a psychology in the spirit and hearts of our people. This is true, so I'm just being real, just keeping it real up in here. I'm not as good as them. They're smarter than me. They work at the front desk. They're better than me. They, work in the accounting or the sales office. It can be intimidating. And it is your opportunity to teach them, you belong in that meeting. You belong giving these reports. You belong answering for the department. You belong succeeding. You belong being seen as the executive housekeeper. Why not? We're shining your little trophy up for day of presentation to be the executive housekeeper. And you teach them how to be you. Teach them how to open like you. Teach them how to go to the stand-up executive operating committee like you. When to go to the GM in your absence. I've got a problem. Who do you go to? Not HR. They're filing and typing. Let's go to the GM. Let's go to the director of rooms. Okay, you get all that. I can go on, but you get. Elevate your supervisors. Elevate your supervisors. Elevate their viewpoint of themselves. Elevate their status in the department. Give them authority. Support them. If they've got a problem over here, have a conversation. Go have a conversation over there. Work with them and support them and find out how it is that they would like to see this thing go and what they think is necessary. Don't always keep your supervisors in employee follow the leader mode. They'll do that naturally. You don't have to teach them that. Just a quick overview of the day. I open, they begin to turn rooms. Their job throughout the day is to push that house to close. They're in there pushing the room attendants into vacant, dirty rooms as they open up. Vacant, dirty rooms are the priority, not occupieds. We can do those at 4 o'clock. And if they complain, come see me. I got a bigger problem if somebody can't get in after they've been traveling for 14 hours. Sometimes we have problems where, the old basic all-American brown paper bag hassle of we check somebody into the room and the room was dirty. Oh, whose fault is that? They always blame housekeeping, even though front desk checked somebody in. 10 minutes later, they came back to the desk. They said, that's not what we ordered. We don't want it for whatever reason. Okay, we'll just check you in over here at this room. Oh, that'd be great. And then they go to the computer and just turn that dirty room that's now been checked out, right? Because we changed the reservation to another room. The system automatically checks them out and turns the room vacant, dirty in the system. They think, oh, they just went up and then came back. The room is still clean. No. Every room must be inspected. Let me show you how to protect yourself. Every single document that is printed, handled, marked, and touched in that day, every single report, whether you printed it and then thought, okay, yeah, I see where I'm at. Okay, I don't need this anymore. We don't wad that up. We put it on our board, and at the end of the day, every report we generated, every paper that was handled, every room attendant assignment sheet, every single document is put together and stapled. Why? This room attendant cleaned the room, and it was turned in the system at between that time and this time. How do I know? I have a vacant clean list that shows it vacant clean at 3:15. We have documentations. That's part of their job. They are librarians. So we've got that backup and documentation. That's very important. When I don't have a really busy day, about once a week at least, and then sometimes, why not, other days, I take a board for inspection. I'll run I'll take third floor. And I'll turn all those rooms, I'll check all those occupieds in the product, making sure it's what I want. And there anyway, what's that do? They give supervisors more time to do what? Go into occupied rooms, which is our priority for service, to make sure stuff is right. So I take a board and I let them know, okay, who wants me? I'm checking rooms today. I just do a floor. I can't be like them and be traveling up and down. I've got to stop, go make phone calls to vendors, spend a little time working on an inventory report. You get it. Once every quarter, once every couple of months, I'll take one of them to lunch in the restaurant. Order anything you want, prime rib, lobster. Hey, let's go have lunch with the general manager, you and me. You can be out of the department for an hour. It's interesting. I find that a lot of times supervisors don't want to have lunch with me and the general manager for sure. Don't have lunch with me in the restaurant. Why? Other employees walk by and see them getting a special privilege. Oh, look at them. They're having, whoa. So they're kind of uncomfortable with that. They're playing a political game too with their people. And political is the word. Take them to morning meetings. Take them with you to the comptroller's office where you discuss inventory. Take them with you when all the managers are there turning in their purchase orders. Show them how the industry works. Show them how the department works. Show them how the business works. Take them with you to the GM. Take them with you when you terminate. Take them with you to lunch. Go have a beer with them. Be real. Everything is a teaching moment. Elevate them. Bring them to rise and shine. They are career professionals. Prepare them to take over for you and make sure they consciously know that's what you're doing. Encourage them. Help them make a resume. Hey, somebody's got an executive housekeeping position across town at a fabulous property. Hey, if you're interested in that, I'll make a call. I'll support you. Are you getting rid of them? No, you're showing them elevation. Let's elevate our supervisors. Let's treat them like career hospitality professionals, which they are. Let's let them in on everything. Let's let them run the show once they know our operation. Let's let them make decisions. Hey, if they make a wrong decision, we don't spank for the past. We go, oh, okay, yeah, that didn't go so well. All right, next time, hey, how about this? Just do this or just do that, and then that takes care, right? We're good. All right, no problem. No problem. Always finding them good. Be a good finder. All right, let's go to the floor. We got to turn rooms and then close the house.
The hotel and hospitality industry is a type of entertainment and a form of show business. Thanks for visiting the Executive Housekeeper 101 with Abel Josephson from housekeepingrehab.com.